Investors and traders, welcome to Scientific Investing and wish you a very happy Deepavali. आज के वीडियो में हम क्या करने वाले हैं? वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट 2-3 टॉपिक्स एंड अ स्पेसिफिक थीम. We will start with analysis of Q2 market study where the Q2 FY24 quarterly results are going on. And then we'll try to identify some important themes, some growth areas, and we will discuss about it. So what we will do is in today's video, out of these 6 topics, we'll cover 3-4 topics, and फिर बाकी के जो topics हैं वो मैं अगले वीडियो में cover करूंगा. So let us jump to first how the Q2 FY24 results have been. None of the content which you make on YouTube is for recommendation. I'm a SEBI registered research analyst. Please do your own due diligence. And if you are here for stock tips, this may not be the channel you are looking for. Now, if you would have noticed, the market is not doing that well from last 2-3 years. And we all had great 1.5 year run. And 2-3 महीने से पोर्टफोलियो उतना अच्छा नहीं कर रहा है. इंडेक्स पे वो प्रेशर पता नहीं चल रहा है. हालांकि इंडेक्स भी 7-8% गिरा है. But index is not telling the real pain which portfolios are going on. And the question is why this correction is happening. Some people will say because of US election, some say because of this, that reason. I'm a firm believer that in long run, we should always look at the logical data points. And when we look at market, there are only, in terms of a logical, of course, liquidity and all other reasons are there. But your fundamental earnings growth and the valuation, these are two very, very strong pillars. And if we look at the results so far, अभी तक कुल 900 से ऊपर कंपनीज के रिजल्ट आ चुके हैं. And if we look at the sales growth rate, what I have done is I have given you the total sum of sales growth rate and PAT growth rate of Nifty 50, Next 50, mid cap, small cap. And you'll see what market has done is single digit sales growth rate, 9% sales growth rate and 4% PAT growth rate. If you remember on this channel during Q4, we had made a YouTube video regarding how the Q4 performance was. And we had highlighted that there are chances of the margin top out happening. And in fact, in Q4, Q1, we already had those signs of margin top out, where from Q3, when the profit was growing at 23-25% because of margin expansion, that peaked out slowly in Q4, and then in Q1 and Q2 now slowly we are in a margin contraction cycle with a valuation where the valuations are 35x, 40x at mid cap, small cap level. So to me, I will keep lot of noise and this and that and the political issue, geopolitics, US election, all that aside. I will look at these two simple data points along with liquidity, and this is not a market where the risk reward is in our favor. When we are having a general market, of course, stock level stocks will do well, selective stocks will do well, and that is our quest to always study those things. But when we talk in terms of generic market, a single digit EPS growth rate with 35-40 kind of PE is not something to cheer about. Now, still the good news is despite of all of that, there are always pockets of growth. There are always companies which do well, and there are always companies which might be fairly valued. Of course, when the market will correct, everything corrects. But still, when one is holding a good thing with good growth prospects at fairly valued, in long run, you will make money. So the good news still, we have more than 50% companies which have shown double-digit sales and profit growth. Maybe the companies which have shown both sales and profit growth, maybe 20-25%, and we should look at those companies. If you remember 3-4 months back, we had done 2-3 videos where I had shared my framework of selecting high growth stocks. And in this framework, every quarter I do this analysis. I try to find opportunity companies which are showing growth and which are available at fair valuation. And if you remember, we had discussed this framework through taking 3 case studies. We took a case study of All E-Tech. We took a case study of Markson. We took a case study of Avas Financiers. I think that was somewhere in August. Abhi Markson's result has not come, but we already have. So we have Avas and All E-Tech results out, and both companies have, I think, done very good on result in Q2 also. Markson result is yet out. And the stock has also done well. I don't want to get into all of that. I think you are good enough to look at all that analysis and all. But the key idea is to share the framework and to continuously look at this framework and see what is happening, and every quarter look for opportunities, despite of saying in broader level the market doesn't look attractive based on how the generic earnings growth and generic valuation is, which means it's not easy money market. The days of easy money making is gone. Now people will have to work hard, and that is what we try to do, and that is what we try to teach through some of these frameworks. So now what I will do is from market, I will jump to the next set of themes which I am going to discuss, which is more about FMCG. From all the Q2 results I have analyzed, of course, we do lots and lots of work. I mean, this is one sector. We cut across sector. We study across sectors. We do this exercise extensively in our practitioner program, where every week we meet and we discuss a lot of these things. But in this particular video, I will talk more about the FMCG. So the question is, where is growth in FMCG, and do we have growth available at fair valuation? So I have tried to bring out some of the key results from FMCG sector, where you have the company name. Just to get a sense of valuation, you have two valuation metric. You have EV/EBITDA and you have PEG ratio. Where to use what valuation, and now again we had done a super session on valuation, which is again available in practitioner. You can look and understand where what valuation metric to use. And then you have the sales growth rate and EPS growth rate. And you have some companies which have done really well, 20, 25, 30, 35% kind of sales growth rate. And small and mid cap space has some interesting companies. Of course, valuation could be a challenge in a lot of name, and that is why I'm highlighting the concern. But these companies are worth tracking by blending fundamental and technical for right entry, or if somebody gets at decent valuation. Some of these stories have been running for long, well identified, whereas some stories are yet getting identified, and some stories might be cyclic, where it's just the cycle playing out. But if you look at companies like Manorma, ADF is one company which I covered, I think, in April, where we covered LT Food, we covered ADF, we covered Associated Alcohol. Dodla is doing well. Dodla is another company which we covered 1.5 years back, I think, when nobody was interested in dairy business. I think the stock was languishing at 450, available at 28 times free cash flow, I still remember. And from there, it has become a three-bagger. Again, the idea is just to analyze the result and see if there is something interesting coming out. CCL is another interesting company coming out with good results, where it used to be a B2B company. In last 4 or 5 years of effort, they have tried to create a successful B2C brand. And Radico is a successful company in alcoholic beverages sector. There are some more companies where sales may not be great, but still they have very good profit number. And again, this is just a list to start the work. It doesn't mean that one should become bullish. Nothing is for recommendation, and some of these companies might have some red flags also I am highlighting. So just because something is cheap and earning is growing, it doesn't mean we blindly buy it. And some of these companies are Tilak Nagar Industries, Heritage Food, Allied Blenders. It's a new IPO, another company in alcoholic beverages. Tilak Nagar is one more company in alcoholic beverages. The point I want to highlight is, you will see earlier alcoholic beverages as a sector, it was all about the foreign companies, showing all the growth. But with Radico, a trend has started where more and more Indian companies are trying to become a premium brand, and some of these IPOs are coming. So this sector is a sector to watch because it's a consumption sector. वो कहते हैं ना, वो खुशी हो या गम हो, पीता तो हर कोई और हमेशा है. So this is a sector to watch out for, I will tell. And Tilak Nagar Industries is another very interesting company. In a separate video, I might discuss about it. Allied Blenders came up with IPO. I think they are using the IPO money to pay the debt, and there is a premiumization story also. So again, I am telling where to use what kind of valuation is very, very important. Just don't look by PE. I don't mean to say the stock is cheap or costly. What I want to say is, a simple PE metric may not be the right metric to look at these stocks. So do your own research. Some of these companies study. But dairy, ready to eat, alcoholic beverages, these are some of the companies in small and mid cap space in FMCG, which are worth looking at. And given if market gives a decent correction at a fair valuation, it might be worth study and then, building our own conviction. There is another interesting theme I want to discuss after discussing the good growth companies which is happening in FMCGs. In FMCG, there are some commodity businesses also, and edible oil is one such commodity business which is very cyclic, very thin margin, and the volatility of margin is very, very high. And these companies didn't have very good last 2 years. From last 2 quarters, I think they have started doing well. And if you look at Adani Wilmar, if you look at Gokul Agro, I think Gokul Agro is one company which I tweeted. If you don't follow me on Twitter, maybe you can, follow me because I tweet often. YouTube videos making regularly is, little challenging. So Gokul Agro, I think there was a promoter insider buying which happened, and we have a Techno-Funda system of Ghumega Machayega, where we try to capture price volume action. Again, Ghumega Machayega, these kind of earnings, earnings calendar, a lot of these things are part of our tools and technologies which we have built, which is available in Practitioner. So all of this is available in our trading view indicator system, which we have built. So Gokul Agro came there both in insider buying as well as in Machayega, and the results was turning around. And if you see last quarter, they did almost 74% sales growth rate. Even Adani Wilmar, when you look at the kind of profitability they have done this particular quarter, very good profit they have shown. So it is saying that the edible oil companies are turning around, and maybe this space has 2, 3 more companies, and even those companies are interesting. So this is another interesting sector a segment to look at. So far, all my contents were available digitally, but for the first time, we are doing a 2 full-day Techno-Funda workshop. We are doing in multiple cities: Bangalore on 30th of November, 1st of December, Mumbai 14th and 15th of December, and Delhi on 1st and 2nd of Feb.
Achieve financial freedom with our 2-day workshop at Scientific Investing. Learn a sound, do-it-yourself investing and trading approach with our continuous mentorship and guidance. Join our 2-day workshop to receive 40 hours of digital recorded content, 18 hours of physical workshop, foundational knowledge, tools and techniques. Plus, get 3 months of access to our practitioner offering, including tools, scanners and indicators, live online sessions and curated real-time learnings, case studies, webinars and proprietary tools like Simba. With over 200 hours of content covering 100 plus stocks and 10 plus sectors, you will get everything you need for systematic investing and trading research. Scan the QR code to learn more and join our 2-day Techno-Funda workshop at Scientific Investing. Scientific Investing. Less Gyan, more Vigyan.
Where we will cover the whole end-to-end Techno-Funda process, right from research initiation, idea initiation, to how to do research, how to do fundamental analysis, how to do technical analysis. Lot of these things. The details are there. Either you can go to the website or you can go to scan the code, and you can get more idea about this workshop. And if interested, you can register. There are a lot of add-ons which we are providing along with this workshop at the best possible rate. Coming to the third section, where we talk about who is speaking what in FMCG sector. Again, I'm trying to bring some of the interesting things which can initiate your curiosity, to do deep dive and research further. So ADF food, I know we have covered 3-4 months back and 6 months back. And in fact, this quarter, the result was very good, 30% growth rate. Again, management has reiterated that they want to double their revenue by FY27. From, I think, a 550 crore company in FY24, they want to become a 1,000 crore company. And the brands which they are promoting, Soul and True Indian, those brands are driving growth, and that is why this 30% growth is coming. Time will tell whether they are successful or not. Another interesting company in the alcoholic beverages space, again, I think we have covered Associated Alcohol. The beauty of Concalls is you get more and more information about what management aspires to do. Whether they do it or not, that's separate story. That is where the continuous tracking comes. But their IMFL segment, which is right now contributing to 23% of revenue, which is having both the proprietary and the licensed brands, like they get it from DIGO and all. They want to take this 23% revenue share to 50% in maybe next 3, 4, 5 years. Why this is important? Because this is the business which is more sticky business. This is the business which is more premium business. This is the business which is higher margin business. This is the business which is less volatile business. Whether they will be able to do it or not, only time will tell. But the more closer they are to their respective target, I think the more good it will do to the stock. So another interesting, company to track, but it has a lot of historical baggage, red flags. Time will tell if they are successful or not. The third interesting chatter which is happening in the FMCG world is, and I'm not covering large cap companies because that is not the universe I usually cover. Usually I am more interested in small and mid cap, and that is the reason I'm not covering the usual large cap companies. Even the valuations at which they trade, अभी तो सब कुछ ही महंगा लगता है, but still I find small and mid cap as the hunting ground. So in FMCG and especially companies which are exposed to export market like ADF food or a rice export business, Red Sea issue and freight cost, they have been little bit of pain and they have impacted the margin. And the idea to look through multiple con calls is to see if everybody is telling the same thing or they're telling different thing. So here we have just tried to extract what are the different commentaries companies are making about freight cost. And if we look at this, looks like by Q4, this cost should come down, and there are initial signs that the cost might be coming down. So though LT Food and ADF Food, they have little different point of view in terms of timing. ADF Food is expecting it to come down from Q3 itself. LT Food is expecting to come down from Q4. And as per ADF Food, it is already softening. Now, for ADF Food, 99% of revenue comes from export right now. Whereas for LT Food, it's, I think, around 60-70%. So you can understand the kind of impact freight cost has on their margins. And if it comes down, of course, it is going to help them and any other company which is there in the FMCG industry, which is exporting. So I hope I try to summarize whatever I learned about FMCG industry, looking at the Q2 result and then trying to identify some ideas and then looking at data, going through the con call transcripts. I hope this session was useful. And if you like it, do share with your friends. And 2-3 topics are pending where specialty or commodity FMCG, that's an interesting theme. There is an interesting insight. And I want to talk about another company in FMCG alcoholic beverages space. We will talk about it soon. Thank you.